Welcome to the training site for the higher level of DERA's environmental farming scheme. This is part of a series of online training modules. You must watch this video and then answer correctly the questions on the subject matter which follow it. This training is part of a series relating to capital items. Please note that capital items may be referred to as non-productive investments or NPIs. Further details about the environmental farming scheme, including the information sheets for each option and capital item, are available on the DERA website. This particular training covers solar-powered Energiser for electric fence, and that is the code SPE. The video takes you through a number of things that you need to know and to do for this capital item. It gives you the aim for the item, it discusses the amount that is to be completed, it tells you of certain things that you must do and gives you detail of the specification. It also gives some guidance on record keeping and outlines the checks that DERA will carry out on the work, and finishes by reminding you of the payment rate for this capital item. The solar-powered Energiser for electric fence has the aim of facilitating remedial management of EFS higher level sites and contributing to the protection of soil and water by controlling grazing livestock. The amount of this capital item detailed in the agreement is the maximum amount that may be completed and claimed. Please check the detail of each management unit, as there may be separate amounts of solar power Energiser for electric fence applicable to more than one of your management units. The EFS Management Plan Actions Table lists which EFS options and non-productive investments must be completed for the management unit. It also indicates which years of the scheme and the total amount of these works which are applicable. Please consult your site-specific remedial management plan and map for details of the location where the SPE, that is the solar-powered Energiser, must be installed. To view your map, log on to DERA Online Services, select EFS, and then select EFS Hire Agreement. Then scroll to the end of your scheme agreement documentation and you'll find the Download Site-Specific Remedial Management Plan Map facility. When you press the Download button, you will then be able to view each of your scheme fields in detail. The solar-powered Energiser for electric fence will be denoted by an orange dot and the abbreviation SPE. This capital item is established in year 1 and must be retained and maintained in the same area for the duration of the EFS agreement. You must adhere to the scheme requirements and controls and to the specification as detailed in the capital item information sheet, and these are summarised here and in the next few slides. It must be installed by the end of year 1 of your agreement. You must direct the claimed number of solar-powered Energisers for electric fence in the correct location or locations in the field or fields where they have been approved, and the SPE must be new, of new material. The solar-powered Energiser for electric fence must comply with the specification provided, and see the next few slides. and also the field records must be kept as required in the site-specific remedial management plan. Regarding the specification, the solar-powered Energiser for electric fence must comply with the appropriate British standards, and it must include a minimum of 10-watt solar panel and 12-volt battery, as well as the case and fittings. The Energiser must also be installed as detailed in the manufacturer's instructions. It must be installed as detailed in the site-specific remedial management plan, and if it's not in use at the approved location, then it must be stored and be available for inspection. As part of the scheme requirements and controls, you must keep records of scheme activities. You must keep management unit level records for each year of the works undertaken. You may use the format shown here, which is available on the DEAR website, or you may prefer to use your own format to record the required information. Please see the separate training module on record keeping for more information on this aspect of the scheme. DERA will undertake certain checks to verify that the works proposed and paid for have been completed and are to the required standard. The checks that DERA undertake include office-based administrative checks, secondly, technologically based checks such as control with remote sensing, and thirdly, on-site checks such as rapid field visits or on-the-spot checks. The range of checks for this capital item will be based on the requirements and controls detailed in the information sheet. Some of the checks that may be carried out are summarised in the next slide. Checks will include that it is installed by the end of year 1 of the agreement, that the claimed number are installed in the correct location or locations where they have been approved, that the new solar-powered Energiser for electric fence is used, that the claimed number are installed as per the specification, and that field records are kept as detailed in the site-specific remedial management plan. Regarding the payment rate for this capital item, it will be £352.26 for each solar-powered Energiser. And finally, as we come to the end of this training lesson, there are a number of things you need to do next. Now you must complete the questions for this capital item. These follow after the video on your lesson site, and please note it's essential that you do answer these questions so as to register that your training on this capital item is complete. Secondly, you should read the information sheets that relate to this capital item. Thirdly, you should consult your site-specific remedial management plan and map. And fourthly, training for other capital items or options should also be completed. The link to this further training will be found on the dashboard of your Moodle site.